Good morning, campers. It is Sunday, August 14th, and I've just registered to summit Katahdin. It's only about 5:45 in the morning. I woke up at 4, set my alarm, set 2 alarms so I didn't oversleep. Got up at 4, did my stretches, got my bear bag, went to use the privy, ate breakfast, prepped my feet and did my whole routine and normal morning routine, got all my stuff organized. I've got my backpack on, my own backpack, but I'm slack packing. So what they do is they give you a day bag, and most people just take out all the stuff that they're not going to need on their hike up Katahdin, put it in the day bag, and leave the day bag behind at the ranger station, and head up with your pack with just your essentials. So I just have my puffy coat, my raincoat, which I can use as a windbreaker. I've got a thin wool hat. I've got my privy kit. I've got food, water. I didn't even bring my first aid kit. I probably should have brought that. Oh well. And what else do I have? I have something else. I forgot what it was. In any event, I'm headed up the hunt trail to Mount Katahdin. It's a little over 5 miles, 5.25 or something. Fairly easy going early on, and then it starts getting steep. And then I'll have to put my poles away probably, because it's hand over hand rock climbing once you get closer and closer. Pretty strenuous. Depends on who you talk to. Some people say it's the hardest climb of the entire AT. Some people say it's not as bad as the Whites. I don't know. I'll give you my opinion after I get up there. But today is a day that's a very special. It's a very special day for most AT hikers because it's the end of their hike. 5-6 months out in these woods, walking these trails that just punish your body every day, and they're finally here. For them, it's a huge moment. The rangers said that a lot of people, the first time they see Katahdin from about 35 miles away on the trail, usually the north face of Whitecap Mountain, a lot of people will just be moved to tears. I guess I'm going to be moved to tears for a different reason. Because I'll be, after carrying my dad's ashes for 4.5 months, I'll get to bury some of them up on Katahdin. I never thought this day would come. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. God. I never imagined how hard it would be, this trail, having hiked 100 miles of it previously. But you get to New Hampshire, and it's just every day is just like, let's see how you're going to get tortured today. And it's just, you just have to get up and keep doing it. It's like every night you go to bed, you're just like, I just want it to stop. This pain and soreness and the sleep deprivation, the cold and the dirt and the smell and the hunger, bugs biting, you feel like you're just beaten up. So to get here, even though it's only about 60%, not quite 2/3 of my total journey, it's a big day. And so we'll see how things are when I get up there. They called for 30 to 40% chance of showers this morning, but it looks pretty clear to me. So I'm hoping I'll get lucky and it'll be as nice today as it was yesterday. But I'll be glad when this chapter's over, I'll tell you that. I can't wait to go home, see my wife and dog, sleep in my bed, get a hot shower every day, eat regular food, no more freeze-dried, dehydrated meals, protein bars every day, filtering my water every time I need something to drink. And then I have another 9 or 10 weeks left to finish off the southern portion. That's supposed to be a heck of a lot easier, but I guess we'll find out. Sorry for getting kind of emotional. It's been a tough week, I gotta say. I can't remember how much I shared with you, but last Saturday, the 6th of August, is when I entered the 100-mile wilderness. It was hot, in the mid-80s, heat index of 90 or so, humidity of 95%. It was just brutal. It was miserable. Sunday, the next day, same thing. Brutal. Just drenched in sweat all day, sucking down water as fast as I could filter it. I heard talk of hikers having to cut their hike short, only hiking half a day because they were on the verge of heat exhaustion, getting dizzy and nauseous. I was getting kind of woozy out there. I couldn't believe it. I thought, this is Maine. I'm in the mountains of Maine, and I'm on the verge of heat exhaustion and humidity, and it feels like Kentucky or Tennessee in the height of summer. Even people from Florida, there was a guy from Florida and another guy from, I think he was from Kentucky. They said, this is as bad, if not worse, as back home. They said, I wasn't prepared for this. So that was Saturday and Sunday. Sunday night, everything changed. The whole script got flipped on its head. The rains came in. Monday morning, temps had dropped 30, 35 degrees, down to the 50s. Cold rain, nonstop. Several inches of rain between Monday night and into Tuesday. I cut my hike short that day on Monday. My hands had gone numb. I could barely hold my trekking poles anymore. I didn't have my rain mitts or my gloves because I sent them home because why not? It's been in the 80s. We've been dying of the heat. Trying to get my pack as light as I could. And here, all of a sudden in the middle of August, it's like, it's like October, November types of temperatures and precipitation. The trails were flooded. Everything's wet. You're cold, you're wet, you're exhausted. You don't know what the hell's going on. Then there was a river we had to ford that was impassable. There was so much water coming down it. It was actually life-threatening to try to cross it. And people who tried turned back and went back to previous shelter that they had been at. And the word came down the trail, hey, hikers are stacking up. People are backing up. Nobody can get past this point. Kind of hold your position or, because there's nowhere else to camp down there. There's so many people, backed up. So we stayed where we were at that point. Instead of pushing on, I had meant to go a lot farther. But anyway, it set me back a day and a half. Because I was originally going to summit yesterday. Well, at least for me, I'm not on a hard schedule. Other people, they have flights reserved. They have family coming to meet them on the day that they were planning to summit Katahdin. You know, all kinds of travel arrangements and things. You know, the family members taking time off of work to come meet them. You know, people were hiking back up the mountain to try to get a signal to call to have food drops rescheduled because they couldn't get to the place where the food was supposed to be dropped. They were running out of food because they were stuck where they were. Luckily, I had all my food I needed for the week, so I was in good shape. But other people were, you could sense the panic and confusion, and just people didn't know what the hell was going on, what to do. You know, how is this happening? So in any event, from Monday through yesterday, through Saturday, so pretty much 6 solid days, my feet have been wet. They have not been dry. My shoes have not been dry. My socks have not been dry. So just imagine, it's 50, 55 degrees maybe in the morning. You wake up, you got to put cold, wet socks on, cold, wet calf sleeve, cold, wet shoes, and start hiking again. And the 100-mile wilderness turned out to be not at all what I was expecting. That's a whole other topic, but let's just say not particularly scenic, not particularly enjoyable, not particularly easy. Frankly, if I could sum it up, I would describe it as a mosquito-infested, swampy, boggy, rooty, rocky mess, just a mess of a trail. Miserable. My least favorite part of the hike so far. And there are people who do it as a section hike. They just come out, I'm just going to do the 100-mile wilderness. Now that I've been through it, those people need to have their head examined. Because there's no reason to go out there and section hike that part of the trail. You got to cross rivers. You're getting soaked up to mid-thigh, at least after the rains. There's just nothing appealing about that section of trail. I'm sorry. Bugs, the swampy, boggy stuff you got to cross. I felt like I was a prisoner of war in Vietnam, being marched through the jungles or something. Just terrible. Never coming back to that section ever. Ever. So, anyway, by the time I got here, I was so thankful to get a shower, get my laundry, get some real food back at the Abel Bridge campground. It was such a relief. And then to have good weather yesterday and apparently good weather today has just been more than I could ask for. I hope there's good views from up there. Even if there's not, it is what it is. I can't change it now. So I'll check back in when I get closer, but the trail's slowly getting steeper and steeper. So should be an interesting day. You can see some somewhat dark clouds, but doesn't look stormy to me. We could get a passing stray shower. I don't anticipate a big storm, but I'm going to be ready in case it does start raining. It's now 6:30. As you can see, the trail has gotten considerably rockier, so a bouldering we will go. I don't like the looks of that particular cloud. It's circular and dark. But everything else looks pretty good. Some dark clouds off to that side. The wind is coming basically from this direction. So I'm hoping something like that's going to blow off to the side. I don't know what that's going to do though. That's kind of scary looking. And this one over here too. But that's a strange cloud formation right there. There's a blaze. A blaze. A blaze. I gotta climb up this thing. Holy cow. That is rock climbing, man. Oh my gosh. Alright, here goes nothing. They put these little handlebars, these grab bars, there's one back there. There. Put these in to help you have handholds. And, climb your way up these steep rocks. I've still got almost 2 miles to go. I can tell the air's getting thinner up here. It's windy, a little chilly. Got my rain jacket on as a windbreaker. So I'm going to keep going, but it's definitely getting higher in altitude. I don't know what altitude I'm at right now. I would guess I'm over 4,000 feet right now. And the top of the mountain is just shy of a mile, 5,267 feet, I believe. So, I don't know, you can see how steep, I don't know, you probably can't tell how steep that is. I don't want to fall, I'll tell you that. So, I'm alone up here. I can't hear anyone behind me. I haven't seen anyone ahead of me, but I know there are people ahead of me. So, I'm going to keep going. So you can see, it looks like it's pouring rain over there, especially right there. That looks like heavy rains. But right here, some dark clouds overhead, but not too bad. Not too bad. The wind is mostly coming from that direction. So there are a couple of dark things there, but I think we're going to be in the clear. Might get a little smattering of rain on the way back down, but it looks like all the rain right now is downwind of us. So as long as this stuff keeps pushing off to my right, I think we'll be good. So you can see the blazes going up the ridge line there to the peak. The top must be right up there at the top, that pointy stuff at the top. I can hear voices up there, people screaming, celebrating, so I think that's where the sign is. So hopefully it won't take me much longer. That is my first view of the sign on the summit. So I'm about 10-15 minutes away. Okay, I was wrong. This is a sign about the plant life. Is that the summit over there? A little bit of clouds, but it looks like they're going to blow off. Keep my fingers crossed. There it is. There is the sign at the top of Katahdin. It's 5 to 10 minutes away. Oh my gosh. Top of Katahdin, baby. Here we are. but we had some spectacular views when I was up there. And looking forward to going home, spending a few days relaxing, cleaning my gear, replacing things that need replacing, and editing some videos for you. So be on the lookout for those. So, thus ends chapter 2 of my journey. Act 2, if you want to call it that. The first act ended Memorial Day week when I got off trail in East Fishkill. Went home for 6 days to rest, recuperate, see my wife and dog, clean my gear, repair my gear, replace certain pieces of gear, and just kind of decompress a little bit before getting back on trail. That was about an 8-week stretch. Act 1, if you will. Act 2, this was a 10-week stretch. I'm going to go home tomorrow. The plan is to go to the AT Lodge in Millinocket tonight. We have a shuttle at 4 o'clock. It is about, it's 10 after 11 right now. I left Katahdin about 45 minutes ago. It took me 3 hours and 35 minutes to get up here. And I was moving at a moderate pace, not rushing, but I wasn't dilly-dallying either. So I would say between 3 and 4 hours is a good estimate for someone who's, been conditioned during their through hike. For the average day hiker, depending on your condition, it might take you longer. It might take you 4 to 5 hours. And there's some tough technical boulder climbing. It was pretty challenging, I have to say. It was a good challenge. But now, as I said, get to AT Lodge today. Probably go have dinner with a few of the guys who I know who summited today with me. Tech support, crossword, Chewy, whoever might be at the lodge. Go out, get some dinner, have some beers. Tomorrow, we're going to get the shuttle to Medway, which is the next town south of Millinocket. And there's a bus there that'll take me to Bangor. I think it takes you to the bus station. From there, it's about a mile to the airport, so we can either walk it or grab a taxi or something. And then rent our car, and tech support's going to come with me. I'm going to drop him off in Gorham. That's where his car is. So we'll split the cost of the rental car, and hopefully we'll split the driving duties too, so I can relax. It's about a 3-hour drive to Gorham. After I drop him off, I'm going to continue driving to Albany, drop the rental car off at the airport. That's about another 4.5 hours from Gorham. So a total of about 7.5 hours of drive time, and then I'll have to have a couple bathroom breaks, possibly stop to get gas, get some food, etc. Stretch my legs. So it could be 9 p.m. by the time I get to the Albany airport and check the car in, and then my wife's got to drive me home, and I'm not gonna get home till late, like 1 in the morning probably. But I'm gonna try to make a time on the road. We're gonna try to get the rental car quickly and just not dilly-dally, so we can try to get me home as soon as possible. So I'm down below tree line on Katahdin. Trying to be very quiet. I found a spot off trail. Very secluded. I'm going to take this canister of my dad's remains, break the seal, bury half of his ashes, and then sprinkle some Drambuie from the last bottle of Drambuie he ever drank from on top of it, and then I'll have some as well as a little toast to him. So I'm not going to reveal my location or shoot video of this process out of respect for my family. I hope you understand. So well, the deed is done. Found a real nice spot off the trail. found a real peaceful spot. Very quiet, out of the way. No one will ever find it. I'll probably never find it again. It was beautiful. Just trees and thick moss growing on the ground. It was like spongy. It was so beautiful. All I could hear was the wind in the trees. No birds, no squirrels, no chipmunks, just the wind. So, I dug a small cat hole. Poured in about half of the ashes I had, which is only about 2 tablespoons maybe at the most. Said a few words. Told him I loved him. Told him thanks for coming with me on this trip. It's great having him so far. And we're not done. Still a lot of hiking to do. And, told him goodbye again. You never think you're going to have to tell someone goodbye a second time. Then I poured half the drambuie on top of his remains. And I buried it. And then I drank the rest of the drambuie myself. And then I left. I think he would have been really happy with the spot I chose. I would have been. It's a beautiful spot. Peaceful, serene. Surrounded by nature, quiet. No one will ever trample it. So, anyway, end of chapter 2, I guess. One more chapter to go. So how weird is this? The forecast called for 30 to 40% chance of showers this morning until I think 2 p.m. or something. So I was worried I was going to get rained on. Trail was going to be wet on the way up to Katahdin. And we'd have no views. It would be clouded over, rainy, cold, windy, etc. Instead, had some spectacular views. It was clouded over as I was approaching, and then I got up there and the clouds blew away and it was sunny. The sun would go behind clouds, but the peak was never shrouded in clouds when I was up there. And I was up there for an hour. And I started coming back down and I kept turning around looking, and clouds started moving in. And it started clouding over on the peak again. And now, 5-10 minutes after I buried my dad's ashes, it's raining. It started raining. And it's 1:25. So there's still blue sky out. It's just a cloud burst. But strange how things work out sometimes.